Hi guys, Mab here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mab and I do anything and everything DIY. So if that's your thing, do not forget to smash the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you will be the first to know the moment I upload a new video. And for today's video, we will be doing a DIY Halloween mask on a paper mache, wherein of course you can use the plastic ones, like the plain white Jabberwocky mask thingy. It's just that you have to sand it down and put a top coat on it, and it's way much easier for the paint to adhere on a paper mache instead of a plastic one. And we will be doing Slipknots late drummer, the legend, Jordison, and a Hanya mask. And of course, these are not the only options that you've got, because you can use anything and do anything with it. Of course, instead of painting on your face or buying the rubber ones, the really hot on your face kind of thing, like a sauna for your mask, for your face kind of thing, this is one of those options. And you can also reuse it and switch it out with your friends if you'd like, so you'll be having different costumes or at least pictures and selfies with it this Halloween. And if you'd like to see how that goes, then keep on watching. First thing we'll be needing would be a mask like this, made out of paper. Looks like a Jabberwocky mask, just a clean canvas. Pencil and eraser, Sharpie or acrylic paints, and something optional would be a paper mache if you would like to put in some textures, horns, or whatever you'd like to put it on your mask. First thing that I did was to draw the outline, the general outline, using a pencil, and I decided to create two different ones. Here's a Jordison mask from Slipknot and a Hanya mask. So it's up to you, whichever is easier or whichever is going to be more comfortable for you to do. Because what I did was first to draw the harder side first, which is for me the left side. So I drew this eye first, and then drew another eye shape on the right side, which is the easier part for me, and tried to make it as equal as I can. Did the same thing on the nose flare, the contour, the cheekbones, the mouth, the hair, and of course the cheeks and the chin. Same thing with this one. And then once it's all equal, I then proceeded to just use a Sharpie instead of using an acrylic paint and a brush, because it's way too easier to control a Sharpie compared to a brush and an acrylic paint. Just make sure to actually take your time and to enjoy the process while doing this, so you will be able to avoid making mistakes. Because if you do, it's going to be so hard to get back from it. You maybe have to use a liquid paper to erase the mistake that you did, especially that you're doing really dark outlines, and maybe using a white acrylic paint or any white paint for that matter, or anything white just to cover it up, and it will create texture. Now, this is easy because this is going to be black and white. I just drew this with a Sharpie and that's it. Now, but for this one though, I will be drawing the outlines first using a Sharpie, because I will be painting most of it, like 90% of it, red, so that the black will still show through. And then if I would need to put another layer of a black Sharpie on it, once the red acrylic paint has already dried out, then I will do that later on. Alright, now that I'm done doing the outline with the Sharpie, just make sure to erase the pencil lines before going over it with the paint, especially if you'll be using a light colored paint. If it's black, that's totally fine, just like the hair if you mess it up. But it'll be easier to cover it up. But with anything lighter than that, it's better to have clean lines because the pencil lines will show through. And that's something you would want to avoid because especially on this Hanya mask, there will be a lot of shading. So you would want to have something really clean. And just make sure that before you go over it with an eraser that the Sharpie is already fully dried out. Because if not, you'll just be messing it up because you will be smudging over the Sharpie with the eraser instead of making it cleaner. It's just gonna look dirty and you would have to erase that using an acrylic paint or whatever. You can brush this up, use your fingers, use your hands, and that's it. Now let me show you just in case you do make a mistake, which I unintentionally did on this part. You can see that this part. So I'm gonna be using a white acrylic paint and a really small paintbrush for it. And that's it. Just let it dry. Now I will be painting everything red using a Montmartre red. I forgot the exact name of it. I'll put it in the description below. Except for this eye oracle and the mouth. But everything else, I'm just gonna cover in red, okay? Now, as you can see, I'm already done with the left side of it on the reds. I'll just be doing the other side. Then we'll proceed with the lighter shades right here. And then lastly would be the black part. Now that I'm done with the red parts, I'm just letting it dry. And while we're doing so, if you'll notice in here, the outline, the black Sharpie that we did is still showing through, regardless of how pigmented or thick we did paint it red for. So while we are waiting for this to dry, I will be painting the hair black. Now that we're done with the hair, we're going to paint this black. Just this part except for the teeth, okay? Alright, now that's done. We're just gonna have to deal with the lighter shades. This is gonna be more of like a dirty yellow with a really light shade of brown kind of thing. The same goes with this one. And then we'll just make the outline of the eyes a bit thicker, like an eye bag effect. Then lastly, we'll do the shading. Okay, so I did mix half and half of Berkeley's burnt sienna and yellow mid to get this golden color. And then we're just gonna be doing highlights after that, I guess using mid yellow or a pearlescent yellow. Or you can also do white, it's up to you. You can do white and then mid yellow, and then we'll just be doing the rest except for this part because this is the gums. So it has to be a little pinkish. Make sure to cover the waterline as well, quote unquote waterline. Now don't you worry about this part, because on this part, we're just going to redo the outline for the teeth, either with a Sharpie or an acrylic paint. Now we'll let that dry, and then we'll do the outline again on the teeth. And make a thicker outline for the eyes as well, going inwards. Alright, so I did the outline again for the nostrils, the contour of the nose, and the cheekbone, as well as the one right here for the jawline, and as well as did a darker like vignette effect on the eyes, wherein I just dipped my angled brush just a tiny bit and flicked the brush inwards, just like so. And just continue to do that on the rest of the perimeter. Just like so. And we're done with the eyes. So now we're gonna be doing the teeth. We're gonna doing highlights for the teeth. And for that, let's try using mid yellow and a round brush right here. Now I'll continue to do this with the rest of the teeth, just flicking it downwards, just random brush strokes. Then you can go back some more to the ones that you've already done. I don't know if you can see that, if there's much of an effect right there, but I'll do another layer of that just in case you cannot see that. Alright, now I did mix a little of black, like a black acrylic paint to the red one that we use for the face, and then just flicked it upwards on where you want the shade to go. Did that on the forehead as well as on the sides of the nose for contour, the nostrils, and I'm gonna do that as well on the cheek. And if you want to add some more, just do another layer of it. Again, just do really, really thin. There's just a tiny bit on the tip of the brush. And then just flick that upwards. You gotta do it little by little. And then once your brush is all dried up, like almost no paint in it, just flick it upwards again. Same thing on the other side. Just like a rough blending, but not really blending it cleanly, just like how you do your face makeup. And we're gonna add a bit more on the forehead. Do that again on the side of the nose. And then do that as well on the under the jawline, basically the chin. But we don't need to flick it anymore. Just do the whole thing. Now, of course, if you want to be done with that, stop right here. If you want to add some more highlights, contour, dimensions, layers, go ahead and do so. It's definitely up to you. And that's it. That's our Hanya mask. We're in, of course, another optional stuff is the reason why we have this stuff is because we are going to be putting in horns. Okay? And I believe this is water activated. I haven't tried this before, so I guess I'm just gonna add water to it and shape it like a horn. It's basically just like a clay. You just have to really soak it up with water and then shape it and let it dry for 1 to 2 days. And it turns out like this, and it's lightweight. It's just not smooth as I wanted it to be, just like a clay, but that works. So we're just gonna hot glue this horn onto his forehead and just try to keep it as symmetrical as you can. Now that this one is dry, instead of doing it the same as the eye and the teeth, I decided to just go with gold, because why not? He's a shiny devil. So now I'm laying my brush flat to accentuate the texture, since we already have that in there. I mean, why not make the most out of it, right? Instead of going like that, just laying it flat. Now that I've done this, I'm thinking of painting this black first and then going for the gold texture. Let's try that out. Now that both of these are black, let's try again and putting some gold accents. Again, just laying your paintbrush flat. And there you have it. We're all good. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate that. And if you did like the video, enjoyed it, or at least learned something from it, please do not forget to hit on the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification bell so you will be the first to know the moment I upload a new video. And as always, if you have any comments, questions on what we did, or suggestions, I love seeing those. Please feel free to put them all down below or hit me up on Instagram at it's me, Mab. You now have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much again for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. And if you'd like to see where I use this mask, not on a Halloween, it's actually on my husband, my then boyfriend, my then fiance and I's pre-nuptial shot pictorial. Yes. It was a Halloween theme, gothic, Slipknot, killer, pudge. In short, pudge? Purge. Themed prenup shot. Check it out. I'll put it up here as well as in the description below. Bye-bye.